across different professional streams as part of NGO activities for enhancing their skills for employability. Ma'am, we welcome you.
Good afternoon. And it's always a daunting task to speak after very glamorous, eminent people like Radhika, Kiran, Anita, because one has climbed mountains and one heads a biocon company, one has cereals which run for thousands of days and stuff like that. And I'm just a poor IT professional in the midst of a recession. So I'm extremely humbled, and I suddenly look at all this stuff and I say, successful women. Okay, somebody in this audience thinks I'm a successful woman, and I'm very happy for that. So I think what I'd like to start with is, what do you mean by a successful woman? And that's what I was a little surprised when I got the topic. And let me also tell you that I don't know what the topic is, so I'm sort of making up my own topic. And I also have about like 3 printed pages of weird stuff, so just put up with it as a lesson in communication. So when you ask around, what is success, it's equated with maybe getting Cannes awards. It's equated with being internationally famous. Is it being equated with being, page 3 or People magazine, page 1 cover of something? Is that success? Is it having a villa in Switzerland? Lots of other things. But when you look at successful women, and we had 3 very successful women talking before me, I also noticed that Uncle Bala, when he spoke, he mentioned 2 very successful women. One was his mother. She didn't do any of these things. Another woman he talked about was Ma Amrita Nannai. I don't see any great big success from any of the stories that we spoke about. Mother Teresa, Nobel Peace Prize, okay, that's incidental, but that's not why we think she's successful. So I think many of the great successes we see in the material world, and as MBA students, I think that's what all of you are hitting for, maybe many of you are hitting for. I personally don't think that that's very successful. No, not taking away from the successes of all these people, they are successful. But I think if you are not having a good night's sleep, if you don't have a happy relationship with your family, if you don't have a great spouse and great children who love you more than anything else, I don't think you're very successful. If you're not happy, you're not very successful, because the moment of getting that one award, you're immediately waiting for the next award. It never ends. So success, I think, is a lot more deeper than that. I think if you're going to be just measuring yourself by the page 3 and the covers and the money in the bank or the Mercedes-Benz that you own, I don't think I have managed my life very well if I've got all that and I can't sleep well at night. I think a lot of the most successful women in the world are mothers. My mother, my grandmother, who brought up 9 children, huge number, and like Dr. Bala mentioned, no money in the family. All the stories you hear about the children studying under the lamp, street light, all these stories happened in the earlier generations. But all these successful mothers brought up Dr. Kalams and lots of great people like that. So I don't think there's anything called an unsuccessful woman. Even my maid, who has 4 children, her husband ran away when she was like, I think, 24 or 25. She's a happy little thing. She laughs at me because I go to the gym to get thin, and she says, Didi, you pay money to get thin? What a joke you are. And she is like a, size 0 Karina types. She's my age. And she laughs at me. She says, you pay money and you're going to get thin. Come and do my job. You'll make money and you'll be thin, She's a booming success. I think so. And I think we're all working very hard, running in the same place sometimes to be successful. So I don't want you all to run away and, not look at success. But I think sometimes we set too much side by certain things. On a lighter note, I think one of the happiest jokes I've ever heard is about the successful guy who was driving a Merc and, going on the road, and suddenly on the side of a road he sees a loafer under the palm tree and the guy is staring at the cows. So this guy gets down and says, what the hell are you doing? You're wasting your life. Why don't you get a job? He says, why should I? So you get a job, you'll get a lot of money, you'll get a house, you'll do this, you'll do that. And say, so what will happen? He'll say, oh no, then you'll have a lot of people working under you, and then you can go jet set around the world, you can go on holidays. So what will happen if I go on holidays? You can lie on the beach in Goa and look at the ships going by. So I'm sitting under the tree and watching the cows going by. What's the difference between you and me? We're both successful. I said, yeah, I'm running so mad to go on a holiday to Switzerland and watch the grass grow. I might just well sit under a tree and watch the grass grow. So I think sometimes we make a little too much about monetary success. We have to look at a lot of other things. I think success is actually nothing but results. Success is not something that you concretely look at, but I think whatever efforts we put in, success is something in the future. So if I do something today and something happens in the future, the result of that is success. So for me, success could be getting my son into a big company, my daughter being married to a big house, me becoming CEO of my company, or me coming on Forbes magazine cover. This would be the effects of my success. But for that success to happen, I have to put in a lot of efforts today. And I think that's what all of us have to learn about, that what we put in today is going to be success for each one of us. When I actually, IT, so everything is Google and now it's Bing. So less than 2% of women are on the boards of companies. Very dismal statistics, I thought. But when you actually look at it, the numbers are very, very different. In any pyramid, if you look at nature as a pyramid, there are going to be more herbivores than carnivores. Look at it. There are more animals that eat other animals. If you look at any corporate structure, there are going to be more managers than there are going to be laborers. Anyway, there are going to be more people at the top. That's the pyramid. So if you look at success, there's always going to be a pyramid. Whether it's going to be a successful woman or a successful man, there's only one Dr. Bala in this college. He's the head. He's a successful man. What happened to all the other men? Not everybody else becomes a success. Not all men become successes. Not all women become successes in that same stage. There's room at the top. So that one woman could be Kiran Mazumdar Shah, that one woman could be Indra Nooyi. But there's only one man also at Ratan Tata or at Vikram Gupta or whatever name that you get. There's only one man at the top. So success is actually a pyramidal activity, and we really shouldn't be getting bogged down at saying, oh, there are only very few successful women, there are only 2% at the top, etc. But I think there's another more interesting fact which I think leads to the glass ceiling talk. In the